Fantasy genre can be daunting. Magic, dragons, wizards, magical creatures can seem a bit weird and overwhelming to the beginners. If you are looking for beginner-friendly fantasy books, then Neil Gaiman's books can be a good start. In today's video, I bring to you some amazing beginner-friendly books by Neil Gaiman. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, I am Shaloo. Welcome to my channel where I post videos related to books. If you are new here, then do subscribe to my channel for new bookish videos every week. I have been getting requests to suggest some fantasy books for beginners. If you are a beginner reader, then I would suggest to start with standalone books rather than a series. When I think of beginner-friendly fantasy books, then the first name that comes to my mind is that of Neil Gaiman. Neil Gaiman is an award-winning English author best known for his fantasy novels and short fiction stories. Most of his works have mythological undertones, magic, macabre themes, and dark fantasy. His stories are highly imaginative and are loved by adults and children alike. Most of his children's stories are painted with dark themes, supernatural, and death, with characters far more frightening than the classic children's stories. Whether you are new to fantasy genre or Neil Gaiman, today's list contains some amazing, easy-to-read fantasy books which will give you a complete experience of Neil Gaiman's brilliant writing and the dark world of fantasy. So without further ado, let's get started. The first book is Coraline. Neil Gaiman was told that this horror book for kids was unpublishable. Too dark, too scary, too weird. Are you kidding? This is what makes it so amazing. Published in 2002, Coraline is one of Neil Gaiman's most loved children's books. Coraline is a short novella that revolves around the story of 9-year-old Coraline Jones, who discovers a mysterious corridor in her new house. Behind the corridor lies a parallel universe which contains the other mother, an evil witch who is determined to devour the souls of children. The other mother captures Coraline's real parents and persuades her to go over to the other side. However, using her wits and courage, Coraline defeats the other mother and rescues her parents. This is an absolutely beautiful and creepy story with marvelous illustrations. It is eerie and dark, and it delves deeply into child's fear, but in a way that it appeals to their courage to face it. Coraline is a wonderful place for brave kids to start reading Neil Gaiman. And not just kids, adults are also going to love it. The next book is Good Omens. Co-written with Terry Pratchett, Good Omens by Neil Gaiman is a fantasy comedy that is both light-hearted and exciting at the same time. It is an extremely silly story that revolves around the son of the Satan and the coming of the end of the world. An angel and a demon join forces to sabotage coming end times and the rise of Satan's son on earth, so that they can continue living their comfortable lives on earth instead of going back to heaven and hell. Misadventures and misunderstandings ensue as, unbeknownst to the protagonist, the Satan's son has been switched with an ordinary boy at birth. Good Omens is one of the best fantasy books to start with. Most of the fantasy books ask for a serious commitment, but Good Omens is deliciously funny. It is a fast and fun read with humor, witty comedy, and wacky characters. I recommend this comedy novel as an excellent introduction to Neil Gaiman. The next one is The Graveyard Book. An immensely popular young adult novel, The Graveyard Book was published by Neil Gaiman in 2008 to great critical acclaim. It can be read by adults and teenagers alike. The novel tells the story of Nobody Owens, also known as Bod. After his family was murdered, Bod was raised in the graveyard by a ghost, Mr. and Mrs. Owens, and his neither dead nor alive guardian, Silas. The graveyard folk teach Bod how to read maths, about stars, and how to wade and walk through walls. However, he must not leave the graveyard because his life is still in danger. The man Jack, who killed Bod's family, is still on the lookout for him to finish what he had started long back. The ending is exciting with a great twist, and the story ends with the readers asking for more adventures in Nobody Owens' life. The book focuses more on Bod and his adventures as a young boy. With the ghosts and ghouls of the graveyard, he undergoes several dangers, trials, and adventures. The book has the Jungle Book vibes, but it is the graveyard edition. Tim Ferriss famously recommends The Graveyard Book as the best audiobook he has ever listened to. And it is damn good. Neil Gaiman himself has narrated it in his silken voice and English accent, which makes the listening experience all the more awesome. I would suggest to read the book and also listen to its audiobook for a fabulous experience. The next book is The Ocean at the End of the Lane. Revisit your childhood nightmares in the ocean at the end of the lane. This is a nostalgic book loosely based on Neil Gaiman's own childhood. This fantasy takes place in our world where the lead character experiences some strange events that are out of this world. The story revolves around an unnamed middle-aged character who returns to his hometown Sussex after a long time. On his visit, he begins to randomly drive around to watch childhood sights and comes across the Hemstock farmhouse at the end of the road. As he sits near the pond, memories begin to resurface. The memories of a young boy's frightening past and those of a young girl and her family who provided him security. This bittersweet story is told through the eyes of a young boy as he witnesses the rough world of adults and gets entwined in a magical conflict. The story gets weird and awesome. Neil Gaiman beautifully combines fantasy with human experience. This 192-page novella is a breeze as compared to the 1000 pages epic fantasies normally associated with the genre. This book is great for adults who would like a more literary read with a healthy dose of darkness. This is a bizarre novel and a good place to start reading Neil Gaiman. The next book is Odd and the Frost Giants. This is one of the best Neil Gaiman books which adults can also enjoy as much. This is a slender book set in the world of Norse mythology. The novel revolves around Odd, a Norse boy who has run away from his home. Since his father's death and his mother's remarriage, he is often neglected. With a crutch for his crushed foot, Odd leaves home for the forest where he encounters Norse gods trapped in animal form. And thus begins Odd's adventure to battle and outwit the frost giants who had cursed his new friends. This is a cute and relatively milder book which incorporates Norse mythology. It tells the story of courage and adventures while teaching the readers about Norse mythology and history. And the last book is Fortunately the Milk. If you are looking for a delightful madcap adventure, then try Fortunately the Milk. This is an energetic and pacey junior novel about one dad's unlikely adventure of buying milk from the corner shop. When his children ask him why he got so late in returning home, he recounts a whimsical tale of his journey around the world. There are aliens, time-traveling dinosaurs, and vampires, that is, vampires with accents. This book is funny enough to appeal to the older readers and perfectly entertaining for the kids. So these were my recommendations for some beginner-friendly fantasy books by Neil Gaiman. Have you read any of these books? If yes, then do share your thoughts in the comment section. And if you have enjoyed this video, then please like, comment and share. And if you want to see more such bookish videos, then please subscribe to my channel and do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you get notified every time I post a new video. Until my next video, bye and take care.